I am here, Bhante. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Boy.
It's an honor to be back in your presence.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, everyone, please say it 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let me wish everyone again a very happy spiritual evening. So last week, we began our journey again for the year of 2025. Now we are proceeding, right? So breathing meditation is the one that we are practicing currently. We began to practice. And then during this month, we are going to practice the first step of breathing meditation, right? So I described last week that we are going to practice 3 kinds of meditation techniques. So number 1 is this breathing meditation. Number 2 is Vipassana meditation that you will practice on the month of May. Very nice. Good job. And then after that, we are going to practice loving kindness meditation on the months of November, November and December, right? So that's the proceeding. So this is just like purifying an abandoned well. Purifying an abandoned well, right? So let's say that you find a well which is long abandoned, right? Then you want to get pure, nice water to drink out of it. So what will you do? The first process is, so you have to take out all the trash, so all kinds of trash, which is on the top surface level of that well, right? So you will be able to find old leaves and dead animals, right? Such kind of things on the surface level. What we do is we take them out first, right? Now when you look inside, so you can see the depth, right? But is the pond, is the well fully pure? Is it pure? No. So still you have trash at the depth of the well. So the wise person, empties the whole well, right? The wise person empties the whole well, right? And then reaches the depth and takes out all the mud and all kinds of trash, which is on the depth of that well. Right? Then after that, the wise person clears the sources of water, right? The sources of water which that well obtains water from, right? So there are sources, water sources. So that person purifies those sources too. Then gradually, pure, nice water will fill the whole well. And when it comes to the top of that well, then you can easily drink that whole water happily. So now can you obtain pure water from that well? Right. Yes, that's pure water, which has no any containments, right? So there is no trash there anymore. So your practice is the same. First, your mind is also an abandoned well. First, you cannot dive into the depth of the well at once. So what you will do is, first, you will take out all the trash which is visible on the surface level of your well, right? By practicing breathing meditation, and developing mindfulness and awareness, so you do that, right? And then after that, on the month of May, we start vipassana meditation. Even though you take out the trash, it is not easy to go into the depth of the well, right? It needs a lot of effort. Just like that, vipassana meditation also needs a lot of effort. So we are going to observe our own body from top to bottom and bottom to top, and we are going to see the nature of our own body as it is, right? As it is. And we are going to understand the nature of things as they actually are. Impermanence, you don't limit it to a theory anymore. You are going to obtain the experiential wisdom, right? By practicing vipassana meditation, right? Then after that, you are going to, by that way, we will try to get rid of as much as negativities that we can. I won't say that you will become enlightened within a year, but through gradual practice, you will be able to come out of you will be able to reduce the level of your negativities to a considerable level. It depends on the time that you invest and the effort that you put, right? So the more you put your effort, then you are going to purify your inside, right? Then after that, by that way, you are going to develop deeper peace and deeper inner happiness inside, right? Then finally, during the last 2 months, you are going to clear the sources of water, right? By practicing loving kindness meditation, we are going to develop 4 things within, 4 great qualities within. Can you remember those 4 old students? Number 1 is loving kindness. Number 2 is compassion, very nice. Number 3 is sympathy, joy, very nice. Good job. Good job, Trevor and Misaki. And number 4, equanimity, very nice. Very nice, Miss Tim, very nice, Raya, everyone. So these are the 4 things. This is just like clearing the sources. Such kind of person becomes a purified well for yourself and for the world. And the journey is begun, right? We are proceeding forward. So we are practicing breathing meditation during these days. So I will describe once, since there are several new meditators too. So in person and online, I will describe the first step of breathing meditation once again. So what you have to do is, so please pay your entire attention to your breath. When it is coming in, please be completely aware. Completely aware. Be aware that your breath, it is coming in. But don't observe the breath. Don't go with the breath all the way in. Stop your observation at the end of your nostrils. At the end of your nostrils. Right? So that is a place that you cannot see, but it is a place that you can experience. Right? So with your own experience, you have to feel that place. Right? So then when the breath is coming out, it will touch the very same area. Right? From that moment onwards, you have to be aware about your breath. You have to be aware that right now my breath, it is going out. Right? Then, then after that, please start observing the characteristics of your breath. So if so if your breath simultaneously, if your breath is gross, be aware right now my breath, it is gross. If your breath is soft, please be aware right now my breath, it is soft. If it is long, if it is short, please be aware that right now my breath, it is long and it is short, right? Accordingly, right? So to understand the length of breath, it will take some time, but the grossness and softness, you will realize, you will start experiencing and realizing it right now. Okay, so please give your entire attention. Let go of all the other thoughts that you have about you, about things that you are dealing during your day-to-day life. Right now, what you have to do is you have to give your entire attention, complete attention to your breath. Right. So work very hard for your own inner peace and for your own inner happiness. So right. So that's what you have to do. And then sometimes the mind, so according the way that you have trained it, it will go out. After one or two breaths, it will go out. So that's how you have shaped it. So whenever it goes out, work hard and bring it back. Right? Bring it back and keep it. Keep it on the breath, right, that you're experiencing. So when it is coming in, once again, please be aware. When it is going out, once again, be aware. And please keep on being aware about the breath accordingly, right? And then, whenever, sometimes there will be thoughts which are very strong, right? Maybe they are related to your workplace. They are related to the conflicts that you are having in your family life, or such kind of things. But right now, please advise your mind. At this moment, I'm here to meditate. I'm not going to think about all those things. I will think about them after the meditation session. Right? Saying so, let that go. And once again, bring your attention to your breath. And that's how you train your mind to be at the present moment. So all the past, that is gone. So if there is the thing which has come to your mind belongs to the past, understand that it is something which has gone. You can't change it. If it is something related to the future, right? So please understand. So the future has not yet come. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, right? Let's see it during that time. It is not a present reality. So let's face the present moment right now. Let's face the present moment right now. So train your mind to be at this very moment, right? So with the help of your breath. So please keep on working hard. The Buddha, compared our mind. So, so when it comes to meditation, so during the meditation time, you will realize, so the mind in various ways, right? The Buddha gave several similes, so to describe the nature of this mind. So one simile is, so it is just like a monkey, right? What is the nature of a monkey? Monkey jumps from one branch to the other, and it won't stay on that branch. It will jump to another branch, right? So mind is the same. It won't stay with one thought. It will keep on jumping. You have to stop this monkey from jumping from branches to branches. And you should determine, I will train this monkey to stay on one branch. I will make it disciplined, right? So second one is, so it is just like a wild elephant, right? There are lonely elephants. So among the wild elephants, so there are these lonely elephants, right? Certain people call them the mad elephant. So such kind of elephants are very dangerous. So those lonely elephants, they are not tamed. So sometimes they go into the villages and they break houses and attack people and attack cultivations and make a lot of mess. Untamed mind, undisciplined mind, it is the same, right? So it can do any danger to anybody at any time, right? And it is our duty to tame this wild, lonely elephant, right? Then number 3, mind is just like the water with currents, right? With waves. So so on a reservoir or on a river or on the ocean, all the time, the water, we can see it with the waves, right? So mind is just like the same. With thoughts, so it doesn't have peace, so it has waves all the time, right? So we have to make this water level. I mean, we have to get rid of these waves, right? We have to get rid of these waves, and then we have to make the water still, and we have to make our mind a pond, a reservoir, a sea with still waves. I mean, still water, right? Then next one is, the mind is just like a flock of birds, right? The flock of birds. So when they fly, so they fly into different directions, right? So separately. So the mind is the same, right? So it tries to fly to various kinds of places, right? So so it wants to go with various kinds of thoughts. So you have to discipline this mind, right? And we have to make it one point, right? This is another advice. And then the mind is just like a disobedient child, right? What is the nature of an disobedient child? So without any consideration about the parents, the disobedient children, they always ask things so that they want. If they don't get, they start to cry loudly, right? So then we have to make this mind an obedient child, right? So Parnika is an obedient child, right? So just like that. So we have to make this mind an obedient child, right? Then after that, so mind is just like a restless wind. So what is the nature of restless wind? So it breaks everything which comes across its on its path, right? So we have to make this mind a still wind, a calm wind, right? So by that way, you can soothe people, but not harm people, right? Then finally, this mind is just like a burning house with various kinds of negativities. This mind is burning. So we have to understand that we should not. We have to get rid of these fires as soon as possible. What are the fires that our mind is burning from? So, anger is a fire. Hatred is a fire. Jealousy is a fire. From all such kind of negativities, so the mind is burning. We should try our best to get rid of the fire and make the house safe. Right? So that is the seven. That is another advice that Buddha gave. So let's do like that. So let's try to make a monkey called mind obedient. So discipline. And then, so let's tame this wild elephant. And at the same time, let's make this mind a pond with still water, a sea with still water. And let's make this mind a place, an obedient child. Let's make this mind a still, calm wind. And let's make this mind a safe house. Let's work hard. Let's work hard very diligently. You're bound to do that. You're bound to do that. Right. Now, everyone, please keep your back straight. Neck straight. Head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm. And let your whole body to relax. Let your whole body to relax. First, I'm going to pay our sincere respect and gratitude to the Buddha as usual. And after that, we're going to start today's meditation, today's silent meditation session. So everyone, please concentrate. Please calm down, relax, and concentrate. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itimiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho Vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokamido Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Sattva deva manussanam Buddho bhagavati Swakato bhagavata dhammo Sangdittiko akaliko Ehi pasiko opanaiko Paccatang veditabbo vinyuhiti Supanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samici panipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang chattari purisa yugani ate purisa puggalam ese bhagavato savaka sango ahuneyo pahuneyo dakineyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyakhitam lokasati. Satu, satu, satu. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, very patient mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. Observing your breath, keep on paying attention to the breath. So let it be soft, let it be cross, let it be long, let it be short. Don't favor any breath. Let them come as they were used to, naturally, normally, as they are. Your job is just to be the gatekeeper and observe the breath. So everyone, very diligently, please keep observing the breath. May your meditation be very, very successful. Very, very successful. Everyone, please start your breathing meditation right now. Now, if your legs are paining, you can relax your legs. You can relax your posture. Now we are going to practice loving kindness meditation in brief. Please keep your eyes closed, even though your legs are, even if your legs are resting. We are going to spread our loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. So please don't repeat after me. Instead, mentally, so please think in this way. First, please spread your loving kindness towards yourself. Towards yourself, please think, may I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards yourself first. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Please think, may my dear mother, may my dear father, may my dear teachers, relatives, and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards your parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards the people who are in the middle, the neutral people, the people, those who are not your friends, at the same time, those who are not your enemies, the people in the middle. May all the neutral people be well. May all the neutral people be happy. May all the neutral people be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards the neutral people. Neutral people. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your enemies. We all have negativities. Because of those negativities, sometimes people do harm, people hurt the other people, intentionally or unintentionally. But keeping that grudge with you makes you suffer. The nature of wise people is to forgive and to share loving kindness. Excuse me. That's what we are doing here. So please let go of those grudges and share your loving kindness with your enemies. Ask forgiveness mentally for the hurtful actions that you did towards them, and forgive for the hurtful actions that they did towards you. Spread your loving kindness towards the enemies. Please think. May my enemies also be well. May my enemies also be happy. May my enemies also be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards the enemies. Towards the enemies. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Human beings, animals, all kinds of birds, all kinds of reptiles, fish, and all visible and invisible beings. Please think about all of them. Let's share our loving kindness with all those beings in the world. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. All the beings in the world. Bhavattu sampe mangalang rakantu sampe devatam samme buddhanubhavi sabbe dhammanubhavi samme sanghanubhavi sada sutti bhavantuti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now everyone, very calmly, please open your eyes. Let your whole body to relax from top to bottom and bottom to top. Now please join your palms together and say 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Dear Dharma friends, hope all of you had a good meditation session, and at the same time hope you could concentrate. It's not easy, and it's always a battle within. You wage war inside, right? So it's a battle within. So there is no one who will come to help you. You have to battle, you have to fight, and you have to win, right? So all the teachers, as I always mention, they can instruct, they can teach you the path, but it is up to you to practice and win, right? So please keep working hard. Now I am going to give you a 2 minutes break, right? So if anybody of you want to go out and go to the bathroom or something, so you are given this break time. It's a small one, a small time. So after that, we are going to start today's teaching, so related to the meditation. Today we are going to discuss in brief, so we are going to discuss about the benefits of meditation. So according to Dharma, according to science. Right? Shivana, can you give So the books. So for Mr. Anil, and then after that, Ms. Divya. Right. Let's see. Right, everyone, please say it 3 times once again. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, so gradually, hope you are improving. So, as I always mention, it's a gradual process, and you cannot obtain success at once. This is not like, I always mention you, this is not like making quick noodles. When you have boiled water, so you can make quick noodles within 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, it's ready to eat, right? So, but so this is not just like that. It takes time, right? Gradual practice, little by little, you have to conquer yourself, right? So, let's say you have 50 pounds, some kind of an object with 100 pounds on your shoulder, right? Let's say we take 1 pound out, 1 pound out. So you become free from how many pounds? 1 pound, right? So you gain freedom from bearing, carrying 1 pound, right? So little by little, so you have such kind of various burdens on your shoulder, right? So from things which happened from the past, you have burdens, right? So all kinds of bad memories that we have, they are bad burdens that we have, right? Then at the same time, all kinds of fears that we have about the future, they are also burdens that we have on our shoulder. Because of, since we have become squeezed, right? We are squeezing in between these two, right? We cannot live happily, right? We have stress in our lives. People may do various kinds of things to come out of this stress, so from outside, but all of them are temporary. They will be effective for a short time. Then after that, so suffering begins again, right? So, but until you completely remove those negativities from your inside, right? Until you tame your mind, so up to a certain level, so you are not going to gain the real solace, right? You are not going to feel the real solace with it. So, but the process is process needs your patience and your dedication and investing time. Right? I'm glad. So I can see so many faces of old students. They have been doing that. So thanks to their effort. I don't want to take the credit. So thanks. So out of compassion, I so instructed them, but so 75% credit goes to them. Right? Thanks to their effort, they have so come out of their past miseries to a certain level, and then they have taken certain burden out of their sack, right? But so gradually you have to get rid of the other burden too, right? The other burden too, so that you need continuous practice. Be patient. So little by little, let's practice and develop in this technique, right? So keep working hard every morning for 5 minutes to 10 minutes, every evening 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and hope all of you got the charts, right? I will give you, for the newcomers, I'll give you later on. So please mark your sessions, right? So the number of times that you sit, and then check your progress at the end of every month, right? And then so without so without wasting time, now let's go to today's teaching. Today we are going to learn about the benefits that we can gain by practicing meditation, right? So I think all of you get this chart? I mean this leaflet. So in this leaflet, right? So in this on this leaflet, you have descriptions about the benefits of meditation according to the Dharma and according to the science, right? So according to the teachings, so there are various kinds of benefits that we can get, but I'm not going to describe all of them right now. I will describe 10 of them, right? So selected ones. From these teachings. Um, so uh, the compilation of benefits according to Dharma, it was done by Bhante Pra Dhammadira Dhiraja Mahamuni. So he is from Burma. So that Bhante is the one who made that description, and then science part, it's from various kinds of medical, medicine related websites, right? So when we practice meditation according to the Dharma, so according to the teachings, there are various kinds of benefits that we gain. So you can write them down in brief if you want. So number one is it brings one to understand the truth, both theoretically and practically, right? On a deeper level, for instance, understanding mind, matter, the three characteristics, rapture, happiness as they really are. Right? So this is about the deeper understandings when we especially practice Vipassana meditation. So we start to understand the nature of our mind, right? And then we start to understand about the matter of our body, right? So then at the same time, three characteristics of life. What are three characteristics of life? Impermanence, dissatisfaction or suffering, and third one is no soulness. Yes. Then at the same time, we start to experience the rapture, right? Within through mindfulness, meditation, and vipassana both, and happiness as they actually are. Right? That's one. Then number two, it gives the mind stronger motivation. It gives the mind stronger motivation. And at the same time, it gives the mind, so it encourages the mind to develop effort, patience, and contentment than before. That's another benefit that we can gain. And then, then at the same time, when we practice meditation, it makes the mind able to sacrifice much more for the greater good of all, right? Working without worrying about fatigue, then it helps you to develop happiness. So happiness in working, right? And then just the opposite of before practicing meditation. For an example, so gradually when you start to practice meditation, you feel that you have more energy. Why is that? Because whenever we are so full of thoughts, right? When we don't have the calmness, what happens is we have to dedicate, we have to spend our energy. So in those thinking, in that thinking, then what happens is little by little our energy decays. But whenever we start to practice the meditation, then we become the master of our mind, and then the thinking pattern becomes organized. It doesn't go disarray, right? Then what happens is, so your energy, level of your energy, it becomes preserved. That's why you feel more energy, right? And at the same time, through this meditation, so you will develop those four qualities that we discussed before, right? Loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. Because of that, you gain a strong motivation, right, to work not only for yourself but for the others. So at your workplace, you won't work just for a salary. You will start working for the happiness of all. Then when you have such kind of positive feelings, so whenever you plug a battery to charge, what happens? It charges. So when we generate these four kinds of emotions, we get charged. So you have more energy to work, right? So then you will feel like you have a lot of energy to work, right? Then, right. Then at the same time, it improves recollection and memory, allowing one to memorize things well, not forgetting or confusing things that one has committed to memory, right? So one day, one Brahmin came to the Buddha and asked the question, "Oh, the Buddha, I cannot remember the things. So earlier, some time ago, I could easily remember the things that I memorized when I was young. But now I cannot memorize them that much, that well. Why is that?" Then at that time, Buddha told that Brahmin, so Brahmin, so inside your mind, the thoughts which belong to the five enemies of mind, they have developed. Can you remember, all students, can you remember the five enemies of mind? Number one, Mr. Tim. So, right, we are going to learn, no problem. So, Mrs. Shireen, can you remember? Anybody that can remember? That means you have the five enemies of mind still strong inside you. Right, so, yes? Sensuous desire. Very nice. Good job, Trevor. Addiction to sensual pleasure. Right. That's number one. So, number two, aversion. Aversion is the second one. Right now, the enemies are going down. Right. Just kidding.
Toper.
So, yes, Mr. Howard.
Toper.
Yes, sloth and torpor. Or
Yes.
in simple words, laziness. Very nice. And then number four,
Wandering mind.
wandering mind. Yes. And doubt, Shivanna, is the last one. Very nice. So these five, they become strong. Then you cannot memorize. You cannot remember things. But whenever they go down, mind becomes light. Mind becomes lighter. Then you gain the ability to think about things which happened in the past clearly, right? So that's what happens. And then, so, um, then at the same time, it makes one not negligent, right? Negligent, because one is recollecting of both body and mind most of the time. So we postpone things, right? Oh, I have time tomorrow, I will do it tomorrow. Even though you have time to do that right now, you don't do it, right? So then you think, okay, I can do it in the next week, next week, right? So, but when you start to practice meditation and develop in meditation, so you start to realize the value of your time, right? So therefore, you learn to manage your time. You won't, you won't postpone. Instead, you will start to do things on the right time. That's another benefit. So that you will gain from practicing meditation. And then at the same time, it makes people kind and compassionate towards one another, caring, sympathetic, rejoicing, and congratulating others when good comes to them, right? Not bearing jealousy towards each other, right? So, what is the general nature of people? So, whenever the other people become successful, sometimes they develop jealousy. But when you start to develop in this practice, so that nature of jealousy, right? That nature of being jealous, it starts to go down, and then you become a person who rejoice and help the other people for their success. When they become successful, you rejoice, and at the same time, who are not successful, so you develop thoughts, right? You develop compassion to help them to gain success, right? That's another benefit. So it brings people to know themselves, knowing how to maintain themselves on every occasion, right? So you start to be aware about your own nature, right? So you start to be aware about things that you are thinking, right? If you are happy, you are aware, right now I feel happy. If you are calm, you are aware that you are feeling calmness right now, right? If you're angry, you are aware that you feel angry. You're feeling angry right now, right? So accordingly, so from moment to moment, you maintain awareness, not only about mind, but also about the body, right? Then, so moment to moment, you take the right actions, so right steps to make your mind, keep your mind continuously healthy, and to keep your mind continuously healthy, right? That's another benefit. Then it purifies one's thoughts, speech, and deeds, making one respectful, cool, and calm, right? So all those things. So there are so many other benefits. So which were compiled by that Bernice Bante. So you can go through it, and then for the online students, I will send them through via email. So if you don't get our emails, please send us your email. So I will add you to our email list, right? Right. Then about so so then let's talk about the scientific experiments that the scientists have done and researchers have done related to meditation and the benefits that they discover, right? So according to the scientific perspective, right? So there are so many benefits that we can achieve by practicing meditation. So here are a few, because there are so many experiments. Earlier, so uh, so the experiments began in 1930s, right? Scientific experiments, modern scientific experiments about meditation. Uh, were begun in 1930s. Then gradually in 1950s, so it caught the pace. And 1965, right? So Mind and Life Institute was formed, and then after that, so little by little, so the universities, top universities, they also started to experiment on meditation. So effect of meditation on human beings. And now every year there are more than 1,000 experiments about to find the benefits and the effectiveness of meditation for the human being, right? So I can't summarize all those things. I just selected the few. Okay. So brain. So number one, brain. During meditation, brain scans see increased activity in regions directly correlated with decreased anxiety and depression, along with increased pain tolerance. Right? Then the default mode network appear. The default mode network in particular is activated when one's mind is at rest. Right? So this is the default mode network. Right? So and not focusing on the outside world. Right? It has been found to improve memory, self-awareness, and goal setting. Goal setting, self-awareness, and memory is related to this default mode network. It improves, right? So so the brain gets reshaped when we practice meditation. So one scientist compared brains of some Buddhist monks with new meditators. They found the region of brain associated with empathy much more pronounced in monks. And do I have that? Just kidding. It also literally changes your brain waves, and we can measure these frequencies. So meditators have a higher number of alpha waves, which were more shown to reduce feelings of negative mood, tension, sadness, and anger. Right? It also changes our brain's shape and size. Right? I mentioned earlier about that. After 8 weeks of meditation, gray matter, right, which was more dense in areas associated with learning, memory processing, and emotional regulation. Right? Then, okay, the amygdala, which deals with stress, blood pressure, and fear, had decreased. So, had decreased gray matter. So, in the gray matter, so amygdala was so decreased. And then meditation not only decreases blood pressure, but also increases the variability of your heart rate. Right? So it plays a critical role in transporting oxygen and carbon dioxide through your body. Right? So I'm not going to talk about the researchers and so such kind of the articles here. So the but if you want later on, I can provide them. Okay. So think you are getting sick. In a study where both meditators and non-meditators were given the flu virus, meditators were able to produce a greater number of antibodies and had increased immune function. Right? If we go deeper, we can see changes even on a cellular level. Right? Your chromosomes have protective protein complexes called telomeres, which help reduce damage to your DNA and lower cell death. Right? Can you understand? So telomeres. So, so when we get older, they shrink. So they shrink. So that's why we see our body wrinkle when we reach old age. But if meditators look younger, why? The telomere level, the telomeres, they shrink so slowly, not fast. Can you understand? That's why you cannot predict the meditator's age. Okay. Right. So then, and a shortened telomere length has been linked to several diseases such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and cancer, right, and etc. So and then so it the risks for those sicknesses also gets reduced. And finally, amazingly, when a group of cancer patients completed the meditation program, their bodies showed significant increases in telomere length. Right? And there are more. So, okay, one last one. So, so University of, so this was done by the University of Massachusetts. So, after 8 weeks of meditation program, gray matter was more dense in the areas with learning, memory processing, and emotion regulation. So, the University of Massachusetts found that a simple meditation exercise every day so makes 33. So they have found two results. So 33% more likely to be in a better mood after 10 weeks, right? And then 29% positive, right? 29% of them were less likely to stay that they do not get bothered by physical pain. So they develop, meditators develop pain tolerance after, so pain, such kind of, so they develop pain tolerance, 29%, after a meditation session, which they participated for 10 weeks, right? And National Institute of Health says daily meditation increases blood flow to the brain. And the number two, it decreases blood pressure within first 10 to 15 minutes of practice, right? And there are more. So since I had to do researches about these things, so I have a lot of information. But this is not the time to share everything. So now you understand. Practicing meditation in brief can bring you a lot of mental health benefits and physical health benefits. Ultimately, it helps, but you should practice. Not expecting these things. They are bound. If you want to go to Los Angeles, so you don't have to pray, oh, may I pass Gilroy, may I pass this town, that town, like that. You're bound to go to Los Angeles. So when you go to Los Angeles, you are bound to pass them, right? So then, what you have to focus is, the ultimate peace and ultimate happiness. So keep working hard for that ultimate peace and ultimate happiness. All these things are side effects, positive side effects that you're bound to gain, right? But keep practicing ardently for the ultimate peace and ultimate happiness, right? So with that note, with that quote, I would like to finish today's session. Now, everyone, please think. So all of us gathered here and practice this noble, non-sectarian, pure meditation technique. And by that way, we accumulated a lot of positive energy. By the power of all this positive energy, let's wish that may all our troubles be away. May all the good things happen in our lives. May we be able to practice this noble, non-sectarian, pure meditation techniques. So, very ardently, continuously, with determination. And finally, eradicating all the negativities, developing all the positivities. May all of us attain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. Please join your palms together and concentrate for the blessing. Abhivadana sinise nichang vata pachaino Chattaro dhamma vadanti ayuvangno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti me vache ato nibbana sampatti iminati samijjito. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May you all be very, very peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night, everyone. Take rest and see you again in the next week with smiles. Sukhi hotu. Good night. Right. Good night, Mr. Howard.
Good night to you, Bante. Thank
Good
you.
night.
May all the good happen. Good night, Mrs. Rita.
Good night.
May all the good happen to you. Miss Diane, good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you, Bhante.
May all the good happen to you, Miss Diane. And Miss David, good night. Right. Miss Jane, good night.
Good night, Bhante. Thank you.
May all the good happen to you. Mr. David, good night.
He expressed it in the chat, Bante.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Yes. All right. I cannot see that one. So, Mr. Juan, I think
I'm
you.
glad to share it.
Yes. No,
Good night.
that's fine. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Juan. And so I sincerely wish you and your mom good health, happiness, and peace.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.